The people that are really good want to work with the best people they can find.
You're going to need to take advantage of each and every opportunity that is presented to you, no matter how good or how bad the opportunity may seem. Because each and every opportunity you were given is an opportunity and a chance for you to grow and learn in ways that you've never thought possible. You also need to make sure that you meet as many people as you're able to meet in any given day. You want to make friends with so many people because you never know when deep down the line they're going to be beneficial to you or you to them. Having a massive amount of friends and colleagues that you know and are able to work with on a constant basis can truly change your life, because you don't know what their path is in life, and their path could assist you in your path, and you never know who those people are going to be until you get out there and meet them.
You have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing.
Something that's incredibly challenging that a lot of people aren't aware of is the power of saying yes. So many people, when get presented an opportunity, will say no, but you need to learn how to say yes. One simple yes can totally change your life, and so many people don't acknowledge that at all. They always go, no, I don't have enough time, or no, that doesn't sound interesting. If you just say yes to a couple things throughout your day, your life will be completely transformed. You'll have so many more different opportunities that you've never seen before or ever expressed an interest in by just saying yes. You see, unfortunately, there's no way to know when your last day will be on this planet, so you have to make the most of it each and every day.
Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. When I was 17, I read a quote that went something like, "If you live each day as if it was your last, someday you'll most certainly be right." It made an impression on me, and since then, for the past 33 years, I've looked in the mirror every morning and asked myself, if today were the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? And whenever the answer has been no for too many days in a row, I know I need to change something. Remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment or failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose. You are already naked. There is no reason not to follow your heart. People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you're doing, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. So if you don't love it, if you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, you're going to give up. And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that ended up, being successful, unquote, in the eyes of society, and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did so they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane, right? Who would want to put up with this stuff if you don't love it? So it's a lot of hard work, and it's a lot of worrying constantly. If you don't love it, you're going to fail. So you got to love it, you got to have passion. And I think that's the high order bit. The second thing is you've got to be a really good talent scout, because no matter how smart you are, you need a team of great people. And you've got to figure out how to size people up fairly quickly, make decisions without knowing people too well, and hire them and see how you do and refine your intuition and be able to help build an organization that can eventually just build itself, because you need great people around you. Today, I want to tell you 3 stories from my life. That's it. No big deal. Just 3 stories. The first story is about connecting the dots. I dropped out of Reed College after the first 6 months, but then stayed around as a drop-in for another 18 months or so before I really quit. So why'd I drop out? It started before I was born. My biological mother was a young, unwed graduate student, and she decided to put me up for adoption. She felt very strongly that I should be adopted by college graduates, so everything was all set for me to be adopted at birth by a lawyer and his wife. Except that when I popped out, they decided at the last minute that they really wanted a girl. So my parents, who were on a waiting list, got a call in the middle of the night asking, "We've got an unexpected baby boy. Do you want him?" They said, "Of course." My biological mother found out later that my mother had never graduated from college and that my father had never graduated from high school. She refused to sign the final adoption papers. She only relented a few months later when my parents promised that I would go to college.
You can please some of the people some of the time. One of the hardest things when you're trying to affect change is that people like this gentleman are right in some areas. I'm sure that there are some things OpenDoc does, probably even more that I'm not familiar with, that nothing else out there does. And I'm sure that you can make some demos, maybe a small commercial app that demonstrates those things. The hardest thing is how does that fit in to a cohesive, larger vision that's going to allow you to sell $8 billion, $10 billion of product a year. And one of the things I've always found is that you've got to start with the customer experience and work backwards to the technology. You can't start with the technology and try to figure out where you're going to try to sell it. And I've made this mistake probably more than anybody else in this room.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in the comment section below.